Hi, I'm Cory Mosley, and it's time for another edition of Motivational Mondays, coming to you live on the road in beautiful Arlington, Virginia. Today, I wanted to just talk briefly about the idea of benchmarking and the idea that as an ISM or in a BDC department, we're all working towards a common goal. What's that common goal? Well, we're trying to sell as many cars as we can, and we're trying to make as much money as possible. That's the bare essence of what our work is. And it's great if you work for a good organization or you can be a part of something and be a part of a team and that whole deal. But salespeople, as a general rule, work for two things. One, compensation and recognition. So the idea of benchmarking is so important for the personal level, but also in an environment where you're reporting to, of course, a higher authority. I used to, as a director, work the whole month and then turn in my numbers and I have my GSM open a drawer and stick this elaborate Excel spreadsheet. I know a lot of you out there know what I'm talking about. It's an elaborate Word document, a spreadsheet with my closing ratios, and this was before you really had some great lead management tools, but take that report and just kind of stick it in the drawer, and you're left wondering, did you do a good job? Did you not do a good job? You need to make sure, from a benchmarking perspective, in relation to your upline, that everybody's on the same page and everybody understands how they're coming up with that. So if your goal for your department is 30 cars a month, if it's 60 cars a month, if it's 200 cars a month, make sure that your goal is commensurate with the expectations of management. So you know what, at the end of the month, when you get to the finish line, you can assess if you did a good job or not. You can determine, and you'll know. You won't be left wondering. If the goal was 100 cars and you did 105, you know what? We did a good job. And the expectation should be at that point that you did do a good job. And that's what we really want to be focused on, so we know what we're working towards. To close the month out and do 80 cars and think you did a good job because you know what? You beat last year, your grosses were up, all these other positive factors, and hear them say, I was really looking for 100 cars. When I used to be faced with that, I'd go back to the old Jackie Cooper. How did you come up with that? Where are you basing that on? So you want to make sure that you're benchmarking in that environment. I used to have a dealer, and we would talk about numbers, and grosses would be up, and his statement would be, oh, well, you know what? Grosses are up over last year, but what does that really matter? Or you know what? Yes, you beat so-and-so's deal, but I want to be focused on our store. So again, it was just a fight to get any type of recognition. And I know a lot of you are experiencing that, but that's how you deal with management. On the personal level, you want to benchmark yourself so you understand what your goals are so you can get there. Stephen Covey has a principle. It's called begin with the end in mind. So if your expectations is to make 50 calls a day, to make 70 calls a day, to make 100 calls a day, understand what your personal benchmarks are. So you know what? You can be a little excited when you complete them, when you reach them. I want to have 15 cars out by the 15th of the month. Now I set that expectation. If I hit it, then you know what? That fuels my PMA, positive mental attitude. And that's going to create more excitement as you continue on through your month. We all know the job's monotonous. If you're calling customers, you're working internet leads, even for my people on the showroom floor. The monotony to the job, the hours we work, so we want to find some area where we can stay excited, where we can stay positive. And benchmarking, again, realistically, if you've been selling 12 cars a month for the last 9 months, putting your benchmark at 50 cars in a 100-car store is probably not reasonable. So you want to set reasonable expectations so you can stair-step your way to that process and then create more excitement for yourself and more drive and ambition for yourself going into the next month when you hit it, even if you fall a little short. The fact is, you know what you're working towards, which is going to psychologically put you in a better position to go after it.